forward then to a point on page 2 of the examples. And number 2 under that has to do with drop 2 voicings. And I just want to make sure that everybody understands what that term means and how to use them, basically. So the examples on that second line of where there's 2 examples side by side, those chords are actually written in drop 2. And so let me just explain how we make anything a drop 2 chord. So however you want to hit a C6, for example, it's sort of like vocal naming, where the top voice is soprano or 1, alto is the second voice, tenor is the third voice, bass is the fourth. So if we're talking about drop 2, that literally means taking the second highest note from that voice of the voicing out and putting it in an octave lower. Okay, that's what drop 2 means. And it doesn't matter what inversion I'm in. Here I'm in root position of C6. If I play first inversion of that C6, I have a different note as my second from the top. However, when I move it down an octave like that, that's still a drop 2 voicing. It simply means kind of the order of notes, right? And whenever you're talking about moving the second from the highest down an octave, that's called drop 2. Okay? So it doesn't matter what the combination of notes are or what inversion you might be in. Okay? You can find it the same way. This will probably come up at some point, so let me also say that drop 2 isn't the end of it. Drop 2 is an interesting voicing as well. And so if drop 2 in this chord means dropping the G down, drop 3 would mean dropping the tenor voice or the E down an octave. And that would be drop 3 of the C6. Okay? So I hope that explains. Somebody asked an interesting question about that and what the term actually means. I hope that explains that. Is everybody okay with that? So that now we can actually take that 6th diminished scale and play it in drop 2 all the way. Okay? So, and then we can start doing stuff like this. I might keep the tonic in the third of C6 in the middle, and the outside notes, I might move them up and down through the diminished of the scale. So you can see I'm keeping C, E, the tonic in third, and it's almost like I'm thinking, right now I'm thinking I'm going to play that scale with a third in the middle. Here I've got the tonic in the third, then I'll have the third and the fifth, then I'll have the fifth and the sixth of C6, 6 and the tonic. And so each time what I'm going to be doing is the bottom and top of the outside notes are going to move up the scale. And as I do that, we get these combination chords, 2 notes of the 6th, 2 notes of the diminished. But we can do the whole scale like that. Okay, so that's a really nice little scale exercise, and it's a great way to, again, visualize what's going on. So let's maybe make 3 different steps of that practice. Drop 2. Okay, then we might have the same voicing, let's say, where the outside notes move up through the scale, the middle notes are just going to move up in thirds of that C6 chord. So we get Okay, that might be the second way to think about it. So now this one, this is where the visualization game can sort of come into play a bit. We could automatically, or we could start to think, oh, okay, rather than hitting that full C6 chord, I'm going to be thinking combination chord right off the bat. I'll start with those 2 notes of the C6, but I'm going to start with diminished notes. So in other words, I'm going to have a combination chord right off the bat. And what I'm going to do is think of surrounding the missing notes of the 6th chord. Sorry, I messed that up. That would be it. Okay? So I know that A flat F surrounds the G, and I know B A flat surrounds the A, and along with those 2 notes, that gives me the whole C6 chord in drop 2. So that would be the whole thing. And from there we can do our resolution to the D7. Okay, now you can do that from each of these sets of thirds in the chord. So I could try it from here. Now I've got the 3-5 of C6, and I know the 2 notes missing are going to be the 6 and the tonic. And each of those is surrounded by diminished notes. So that would be the next thing it gives me. Right? The third, if I keep going like that, the next pair of notes on the C6 would be the 5 and the 6. I'm going to have those diminished notes because my missing notes of the 6 would be there. So above and below them, and then hit them to get the whole 6th chord. Right? And then we have one left, that's the 6 and the tonic, which is going to give me those diminished notes because that would be the other 2 notes to form the whole 6th chord. Actually, I guess I could play it that way too. So let's start here, and I'll play those diminished notes, F, A flat, and the lower, in order to surround E, G, and get that whole 6th chord again. Okay, so that's a really cool exercise. It really gets you looking at the notes and starting to really figure if you're thinking about diminished or 6th, and that will enable you to move more easily through the scale.